Welcome nutritional epidemiology students. This tutorial is designed to help with your scoping review project. My name is Rosemary Farrell, the SPH librarian. My desk on campus is in room 704, and my fall and spring semester in-person hours are Tuesdays through Thursdays, 4 to 8 p.m. I'm available remotely Mondays and Fridays. You're welcome to reach out by emailing me or visiting my appointment calendar to schedule a one-to-one or small group research consultation. I also recommend bookmarking the SPH Library's website if you haven't already. This tutorial covers a quick review of logging into our databases as an SPH student, how to download LibKey Nomad, a great free research tool, and information about conducting a scoping review. We'll look at the Prisma SCR, which is a checklist and guide that walks you through each section of a review. We'll look at screening and searching tools linked on the SPH Library Resource Guide that can save time in conducting the review, some basic database research tips focusing on PubMed, and using EndNote 20 for citation management. You need to log in to access all available full-text articles through our databases. When you are prompted to do so, please make sure you click the link to log in as an SPH student. You will need your SPH email and domain password. The SPH Library Resource Guide contains detailed information about logging in, including a short video walking you through the process. If you have any trouble with your credentials, you need to contact the SPH IT Help Desk. Please make sure you are able to log in as soon as possible, as not being able to will definitely hamper your ability to complete this assignment. LibKey Nomad is a free browser extension that provides one-click access to full-text articles provided by City College databases. Scan this QR code to download Nomad or find the link to the A to Z in the A to Z database list on the CCNY library website. If you're new to scoping reviews, here's a short definition. A scoping review is a literature review which maps the extent, range, or nature of research on a topic or question. It uses explicit, reproducible methods to identify all studies meeting pre-specified eligibility criteria to determine whether a systematic review is necessary, summarize available evidence, identify gaps in research, and plan for future research. Another simpler way of putting it is that a scoping review takes a photograph of all the research related to your question or topic that exists at this time. 5 basic steps of a scoping review are defining a clear review objective and question, applying the PCC framework to this objective. PCC stands for population or participants, the core concept, and, if applicable, the context, such as geographic area. Develop your protocol or overall plan for the review. This is very important. Creating a strong protocol will help you complete and write a good scoping review, so it's worth spending some time on. The protocol includes eligibility criteria, what articles and studies you include in the final review, explains the screening process, and explains your mode of data extraction. Once you have the protocol, you conduct your systematic searches, including gray literature, if applicable. Gray literature encompasses research published outside of scholarly journals, such as dissertations, government reports, and white papers. Screen the results of your searches using the eligibility criteria you've already established. Then you extract and chart relevant data from the included studies. Scoping reviews strive to be transparent and reproducible. Your methods and rationale should be clearly stated in the review, and your audience should be able to replicate the results of at least one of your database searches by using the same search string you use in the review. To accomplish these goals, I recommend that you document the searches you do in a spreadsheet. There are links to customizable templates in the SPH Library Resource Guide. These contain basic information about each search you conduct, such as the date, the database searched, your search terms or strings, and the number of results you get. In addition to this, you'll be using EndNote 20 to save, organize, and share your citations. We'll talk more about EndNote 20 later on in the tutorial. You'll find information and resources for conducting scoping reviews on the Literature Review page of the library's resource guide. One of the links takes you to the PRISMA SCR, a checklist to guide you through the process of conducting and writing your review. PRISMA stands for Preferred Reporting Items for Systematic Reviews and Meta-Analyses. The SCR is a special extension just for scoping reviews. The checklist enumerates and explains the steps. You'll also find longer explanations for each step, along with helpful examples on the PRISMA SCR website. Scroll down the library guide to find the research tracking templates I mentioned earlier, free search strategy tools, and free screening tools to help you decide which studies to keep and which to exclude. Each screening tool has a link to a tutorial to help you get started. For searching, I recommend looking at Citation Chaser and Mesh on Demand. Both Abstractor and Rayon will help speed up the screening process. Polyglot is also a great search tool. It translates PubMed searches so you can use them in other databases. It's not foolproof, but it saves you a lot of time. Let's get into database searching. I recommend starting with PubMed. It's one of the most useful databases for public health students, containing more than 33 million citations for biomedical literature, including all of Medline and PubMed Central. Start with the basic search. The algorithm automatically connects the terms you use to similar terms within its metadata, including all of the medical subject headings, a controlled vocabulary created by the National Library of Medicine. I'll talk more about the MESH database later on. As you collect more search terms, construct an advanced search string, which turns off ATM but gives you more control over your results. You can download many full-text articles directly from PubMed and send your citations directly to your EndNote library. Access and save your search history is very important when conducting a scoping review. This is the PubMed homepage. Start with the basic search using the most important terms from your research question. Say you're interested in exploring the link between processed foods and childhood obesity. I typed in a simple search and came up with 215 articles. I didn't use any filters, as one of the goals with the scoping review is to collect as much of the research on your topic as possible. Clicking on one of the titles takes me to a new page that contains the abstract and keywords. Keywords can be useful as you build on your basic search to find more studies. On the right, you'll see links to similar articles, articles that cited this research, references for this article, and mesh terms, which can also help you build a more advanced search string. Once you have more search terms, create an advanced search string with Boolean terms such as and, or not, parentheses, and truncation symbols if necessary. That's what I did here. Then clicking on the advanced link allows you to access and save your search history, very important in documenting all your database searches for your review. You click on download to save them to an Excel spreadsheet. PubMed also has a great user guide section with clear explanations of how to conduct successful basic and advanced searches. I'm here to help you too, of course. The MESH database is another way to find more search terms so you can be sure you're locating all the research about your topic. There's a link to it on the PubMed homepage, and it contains all of the NLM's controlled vocabulary. Subject headings are organized into hierarchies, as we shall soon see. Here's the MESH database homepage, very simple and easy to navigate. I typed in childhood obesity and was taken to the page for pediatric obesity, which is the MESH term for that concept or condition. You'll find a brief definition of the term along with subheadings. Scrolling down, you'll find entry terms closely related to the original term. The hierarchical tree for pediatric obesity is also there at the bottom. MESH terms are tied to studies found in PubMed, Other databases have their own controlled vocabularies, though there is plenty of overlap. For the purposes of this assignment, I suggest using Mesh to harvest more terms for your search strings. It's a great resource for broadening your conception of your topic. Conducting a scoping review requires that you search more than one database. I recommend at least 3, but please consult with Professor Flores for further guidance. The library's resource guide has a page devoted to the most useful databases for public health students in our 300-plus collection. Each database has its own interfaces and quirks. Take advantage of this assignment to explore the resources available to you and practice using databases beyond PubMed or the search engine Google Scholar. If you need help with search tips, visit the section on the resource guide about that. Here are some tips to keep in mind. Brainstorm search terms with your partner before starting your database searches. Keep track of your searches as you go along with the spreadsheet or one of the templates in the resource guide. Try to find an exemplary article that satisfies all the criteria you laid out. Use it to discover more keywords, check out who cited this article, and go through its reference list to see if anything on that meets your review requirements. This is when the citation chaser tool I mentioned earlier comes in handy. Most importantly, be flexible, patient, and persistent. Database research can be intimidating at first and very frustrating, but the more you do it, the easier it will become. Once you find these citations, you're ready to save them in your EndNote 20 library. EndNote lets you import citations directly from databases. You can also search certain databases from within EndNote, but I don't recommend doing so as you cannot access all the search features. Organize your citations into different groups for different projects or assignments. You create one main library and groups within it to keep track of your citations. You can share these groups with classmates and professors. And easily deduplicate, which is very important when doing a literature review, as you'll find the same articles in multiple databases. Deduplication in EndNote is easy and saves a lot of time. Finally, you can cite when you write with EndNote, inserting in-text citations and creating a reference list once you're writing the final review in Microsoft Word. This is what my EndNote 20 library looks like. I have one main library and 3 separate groups within it. EndNote can also search the web and attach PDFs or URLs of articles to your citation if they are not behind a paywall. Here are 2 articles about scoping reviews I used when putting this tutorial together. And here's my contact info again. Scanning the QR code takes you to my research consultation appointment calendar. Please reach out if you have any questions or want to schedule a session related to this project or any of your other SPH classes. Also check out the PDF on Blackboard of highlighted resources related to this assignment. All of the highlighted resource links can also be found in the library's resource guide. Good luck, and I hope to hear from you.